こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください。Greetings, everyone. Today we are studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me at any time. We're going to continue with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
どうしたのそんなとこで。どうやゆうべ思いついて作ったんや。一晩で作ったにしてはようできとるやろ。これでちょっとした高級なソファーでも入れて粋なテーブルでも置いたらな。これって引き出しの中身は？
これって、引き出しの中身は、
これでちょっとした高級なソファーでも入れて粋なテーブルでも置いたらな。これって引き出しの中身は？
これって引き出しの中身は、I think Nakami is inside. Let's see. Contents, interior fillings. No, okay. Oh, it's contents. Interior filling. Or it's, okay, contents or the interior. Okay, let's see. Then Hikidashi. Drawer. Noun, drawer. Withdrawal of money from account. Variety of knowledge and experience useful for handling things impromptu. Let's see, this is from the verb hikidasu. To pull out, to draw out, to lead out, and the noun forms can be used as drawer. Interesting. The hiku. To pull. See, this is to pull. This is to pull out. Okay, so this is just used specifically for things you pull out, okay. But this is in its noun form, which I think is being used as drawer. So, korete hikidashi no nakami wa, let's see, so as for this drawer's contents. Oh, I think she's asking where did she get the. Oh, where are the drawer's contents? I think it's what she's asking because this drawer was probably filled with things before. Yeah. これって引き出すの中身は
ブルでも置いたらな。これって引き出しの中身は？あの中身な。あっち。
あ、中身なあち、wait, see, こちらそち、あちらそちらあちら, yeah. So that achi is a casual way of saying achira. So ano nakami na achi. So the contents are over there. So, nakami na achi. What? Is this a sentence ending particle na? And this is the na after nakami, the sentence ending particle na. Instead, it's acting as a copula, linking verb connecting the noun. Let's see, anonaka, the contents of that, to the following word. Na is the attributive form of the copula da. It is used specifically when a noun or non-adjective modifies another noun that follows or existed. Okay, but that's not what's being done here, though. Let's see, achiru. Yeah, achira. Yeah, kochira, sochira, achira, yeah. Pronoun. What would be the full sentence? Why is not here? That appears to because it's the abdominal form of the copula. Okay, when a noun or non-adjective modifies another noun like okay, I cheated meaning contents, okay. The copula, okay. The na links to the previous concept to the noun being described. And this phrase, ano nakami, the contents of that, there is no na in the standard grammatical unless it is. No, okay. Make a note of the sentence. So, ano nakami na achi, or the contents over there.
これって引き出しの中身は？あの中身な、あっち。
何するんや or what are you doing?
何するんや。ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。君は？あの中身な、あっち。何するんや。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。何するんや。引き出しむ。
もう引き出し、むちゃくちゃにしちゃって、むちゃくちゃにむちゃくちゃ nonsensical, unreasonable, absurd, unrealistic, extremely, awfully, disorder, confusion, being jumbled, being mixed up. So disorder, nonsensical, mixed up, meaning, okay, so mucha kucha mo higidashi mucha kucha ni shichatte, which is short for shite, shimatte. So my drawer is already my drawer is already a complete mess, or my drawer is already a mess, or my drawer is a complete mess. Or maybe it's like, let's see, I've had enough of this. My drawer is a mess. Well, my drawer ended up being a mess. Okay, so let's see how the translator translates it. See, you really made a mess of this drawer. Let's see. To end up doing a mess. So to end up doing this disorderly. So to end up doing the targeting of a mess. So in other words, you've made this drawer a complete mess. Okay, so mo higidasu muchakucha ni shichatte.
何するんや。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。何するんや。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。何するんや。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。何するんや。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。
Muchakucha ni shichatte. Okay.
引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。性格作ったわいの部屋が。性格作ったわい。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって。性格作ったわいの部屋が。
性格作ったYの heya ga so with great effort let's see, with great effort. So I guess that's what I made room. So the room I made with great effort. Sekkaku skutta wai no heya ga. And I went to all the trouble to set up my room. Please explain the grammar of Did he actually say skutta, not his usual kansai bin?
うわ、引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって、せっかく作ったわいの部屋。引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃって、せっかく作ったわいの部屋が。せっかく作ったわい。
Skutta, past tense made, built, y, dialect or informal pronoun I, no, possessive, heya, room. When used in a sentence, sekkaku almost always implies the effort was wasted or the expectation was betrayed. It is rarely used in a positive, completed context without a following clause that acknowledges the value of the effort. In this fragment, it suggests the speaker invested significant care into creating the room, making the subsequent unspoken negative event feel more tragic or irritating. Grammatically, it marks the room I made as the subject. Okay, yeah. Okay, the verbs skutta is the past tense form of skudu. Okay, it acts as a relative clause modifying the noun heya. In Japanese, the verb comes before the noun they modify. Therefore, sekkaku, skutta literally means made with effort, describing the room. Skutta doesn't describe why. You're correct. Okay, in that phrase, okay, skutta, made, does not modify why. Instead, the entire phrase sekkaku skutta wai functions as a single unit modifying heya. However, the internal logic is slightly different from a standard relative clause implicit. Verb skutta has an implied subject of. Okay. The verb skutta has an implied subject of I, which is explicitly stated later as y. The logic is I made the room. Possessive no. The particle no links y to heya to show possession my room. Modification scope. The clause sekkaku skutta went to the trouble of making modifies the entire noun phrase wai no heya. So the structure is sekkaku skutta modifier that I took pains to make modifies y no heya my room. Would you say that sekkaku skutta modifies just heya or the entire heya? Let's see, y no heya. Strictly speaking, sekkaku skutta modifies only the head noun heya, not the entire phrase y no heya. The verb skutta describes the room. It does not describe the concept of my room as single unit, nor does it modify y. Phrase y no functions as a possessive modifier inside of the noun phrase that is being modified. So, sekkaku skutta y no heya ga. So, my room I spent much great effort making. Hido Sugiru. So this is come from Hidori, which is awful, and Sugiru, which it sometimes attaches Sugi and sometimes attaches Sugiru. So which means to the it has too much. In other words, so Hido Sugiru is you're too awful. So egregious, outrageous, too much. Hidori. Cruel, heartless, terrible, very bad, awful. The other question is, oftentimes I see this just get tagged on as Sugi and not Sugiru, so why did they choose Sugiru here for this? Yeah, let's see. And Hidori Sugiru. Why is it that Sugiru was attached instead of just Sugi, like you see in Oki's Sugi? The difference lies in the grammatical function and sentence structure. Sugiru is the verb form, dictionary form of the ichidan verb. Okay, sugiru, okay. Hido sugiru, it acts as the main predicate of the sentence, meaning too harsh or cruel. It conjugates like a verb. Hido sugita, hido sugite. Sugi is the noun form, the mastem of sugiru. In okisugiru, in okisugi, it is often used as a fragmented or causal statement, effectively acting as a noun phrase meaning too big, excessiveness. It is typically followed by a copula da or des in full sentences. Example, okisugi da, but the copula is frequently dropped in casual speech. Essentially, hido sugiru is a complete verbal predicate, is too much, while okisugi is a normalized form, too muchness, often used in an elliptical casual context where the verb ending is omitted or for brevity. Both convey too much, but sugiru is the standard verbal conjunction, whereas sugi is the noun-derived stem often used in shorthand. So okisugi is the noun. Hito sugiru is verbal predicate. Verbal predicate is part of a sentence that expresses the action, state, or phenomena of the subject, consisting primarily of a verb or a verb phrase. It serves as the nucleus of the predicate, distinguishing it from the nominal predicate, which relies on a copula linking verb or a noun or adjective. Let's see. Since you can conjugate he, do, fugi, fu to Ido Sugita, does that make it a verb? As I see in the dictionary, it's been referred to as a pronoun. Yes, exactly. The ability to conjugate confirms that that sugiti functions as a verb, especially an auxiliary verb or suffix that behaves like an ichidan verb. Because sugiru is a verb, the entire compound word, like kido sugiru, inherits the verb conjugation rules. This allows it to change tenses, become negative, hido suginai, and take the te form hido sugite, noun function. In contrast, sugi is the mastem of the verb. Which functions as a noun. Nouns in Japanese do not conjugate on their own, which typically require a copula da or des. Why does gshow.org call it a pronoun? Why do some sources say Hidotsugiru is a pre-noun to Rentaishi, while other sources say it is a verb? Might have to just write this down and look it up later. What type of word is this? Hirosugiru. Confusion arises because sugiru functions as both a verb and a suffix depending on the context, but hirosugiru, too cruel or harsh, is technically a verb phrase in rentai k, attributive conjunctive form, not a rentai shi, pre-noun adjectival itself. Sugiru is originally an intransitive verb, meaning to be too much of or to go beyond. When attached to an I adjective like hidoi, cruel, it conjugates as a verb, okay, in the dictionary form or rentai k form, it becomes hido sugiru. This form is used to modify nouns, which is why it is called rentai k attributive form. As a suffix, okay, in modern usage, sugiru often acts as a suffix that creates a new adjective, like meaning excessively. However, grammatically it retains its verbal conjugation patterns. Why some sources say rentai shi? Okay, misclassification. Some simplified sources or learners' materials may loosely categorize any word that precedes a noun as a rentai shi. However, strictly speaking, rentai shi refers to a specific class of indeclinable words like kono, ano, maru that cannot be conjugated and must directly precede a noun. Functional similarity. Since hido sugiru modifies nouns, it performs a similar function to a rentai shi, leading to confusion in terminology. What Hidosugi actually, okay. It's a compound verb phrase. Hidoi, the I adjective meaning cruel, harsh, terrible, and sugiru, auxiliary verb meaning too much or to exceed. When combined, hido sugiru means to be too cruel or too excessively harsh. It behaves like a verb and can be conjugated accordingly. The confusion likely stems from attributive use of sugiru in Japanese verbs, including auxiliary verbs like sugiru can directly modify nouns and their ren taikei attributive form. For example, hido sugiru koi or excessively cruel act. Some educational material may loosely label any word that appears before a noun as a pre-noun, leading to misclassification. Linguistically and grammatically, hido suguru is correctly identified as a verb phrase because it contains auxiliary verb suguru, conjugates like a verb that can predicate a sentence independently. It follows standard verb syntax in both attributive and terminal forms. This aligns with standard Japanese grammar references. Okay. Let's see. I adjective hidoi plus sugiru makes just hido sugiru. Na adjective tashika plus what's that shizuka? Yes, shizuka. Yes, shizuka plus sugiru makes shizuka sugiru. Taberu plus sugiru makes tabe sugiru. In all cases, the result is a verb phrase that expresses excess. These constructions retain full verbal properties, including conjugation and sentence final usage. Is hido is hido the noun form of hidoi? Similar to how tabe is the noun form of taberu. No, hido is not the noun form of hidoi, and the comparison of tabe from taberu is slightly inaccurate regarding grammatical function, okay? In hidoi, hido is the stem or root of an adjective function. It is a bound morpheme, meaning it cannot stand alone as an independent noun in standard modern Japanese. You cannot say "sore wa hido desu" or "that is hido." Usage. It is only used when attaching suffixes to conjugate the adjective. Example: hido plus sugiru, hido sugiru. Hido plus kata. Okay. Normalization. To turn hidoi into a noun meaning cruelty or severity, you would add a suffix like sa, so hido sa, or mi, hido mi. Similarly, tabe is a stem of a verb. Like hido, tabe is generally not an independent noun. You cannot typically use tabe alone, meaning eating or food, in a sentence. You wouldn't say tabe ga suki to mean I like eating. You would say taberu koto ga suki, or use the noun shokuji. Okay. Oh, konnichiwa, Mahis-kun, genki desu ka? See, arigatou gozaimasu. Okay. Shokuji. Okay. It's used to connect auxiliary verbs, tabe plus mas or tabe plus tai. Exception: verbs can sometimes function as nouns in compound words. See, tabe plus mono makes tabe mono, but this is a compounding function, not a standalone noun status. So, Hido Sugiru, egregious, outrageous, and Hidori, cruel, heartless, awful. So Hido Sugiru, or in other words, basically too cruel or extreme, too cruel. So
にしちゃってせっかく作ったわいの部屋がひどすぎる。ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。作ったわいの部屋がひどすぎる。
Hidori no wa Kira-chan yo. So as for cruelty, Kira-chan, in other words, Kira-chan's the one being cruel. Hidori no wa Kira-chan yo.
にしちゃってせっかく作ったわいの部屋がひどすぎる。ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。もう10ひどすぎる。ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。もう10
Moju, fierce animal, beast of prey, big game. Let's see, so fierce, rave, rush, ferocious, wildness, strength, and then animal, beast. Moju. Oh, basically calling her a ferocious beast. Okay, Moju. So, Moju. And notice that this is the exact same kanji used in kimono or beast. Kimono, okay. So Moju.
うわ引き出しむちゃくちゃにしちゃってせっかく作ったわいの部屋がひどすぎる。ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。もう10何よ。
Nani yo. What was that?
ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。もう10何よ。もう10やなかったら怪獣や。わいの部屋をめちゃめちゃにしよったから怪獣言うたんや。作ったわいの部屋がひどすぎる。ひどいのはケロちゃんよ。もう10何よ。もう10やなかった。
Moju ya なか、なかったら、怪獣や、let's see, so, なかった、なかった, see, doesn't na usually get conjugated as nasa? Or maybe this is an exception. Oh, maybe that's with other conjugations. So maybe this is, yeah. Nakatara, so. Let's see. Let's see. If it doesn't exist. If ferocious beast does not exist, then a monster. Okay, so in other words, it's be in English like you're saying, if you're not a ferocious beast, you're a monster. Or if you're not insult A, then you must be insult B. Moju. And I think this Moju Ya is similar to how we saw in the Indian theme song where they say well, they don't just when referring to the earth and the moon, they don't just say the earth and the moon with some verbs. They use that with what was the word for globe? Globe was yeah, they say Chikuda instead of just saying Chiku as a way of like really emphasizing the earth or the globe when they say Suki da instead of just Suki before they use it with verbs. I think that's what's going on here. He's emphasized if it is not to be a beast, then you're a monster or a kaiju. And this comes from, let's see, suspicious mystery apparition and the animal beast. Let's see, if it's not a wild beast, then it's a monster. So, Moju ya nakattara kaiju ya.
のはケロちゃんよ。猛獣何よ、猛獣やなかったら怪獣や。なんですって何よ、猛獣やなかったら怪獣や。なんですって
Non-deste. So what did you say? So non-deste. Let's see. Does she double the T in this or not?
何よ、猛獣やなかったら怪獣や。なんですって何よ、猛獣やなかったら怪獣や。なんですってから怪獣言うたんや。怪獣さや。なんですってワイの部屋をめちゃや。なんですって
Yeah, I don't have the double T in there, but she's saying it like non-deste with a slight pause. Non-deste. Though I think you can also say it as non-deste, like on the end.
猛獣やなかったら怪獣や。なんですってワイの部屋をめちゃや。なんですってワイの部屋をめちゃめちゃにしよったから怪獣言うたんや。
Yeah. Let's see. Why no heya will mecha mecha. Yeah. Why no heya will mecha mecha ni shota kara kaiju gi.repository. So mecha, disorderly, messy, ruined, absurd, unreasonable, excessive, rash. I think in this case it means ruined. So my room, the target is mecha, so it's ruined, and then shota, let's see, shiota kara. See, that's from suru and yoru. Yoru. To draw near. Okay, so one of the concept-in ways of doing continuous is instead of using shiteru, they use shiyoru, using like the leaning in as a like a metaphor for like in the continuous state of. So and so this is the past continuous. So shiyota. So it's already in the state of of let's see. It's already in the state of having been made into a mess. So from that, kaiju Tanya. So because of that, I said you're a monster. So because my room is a complete mess, you're a monster. Essentially, let's see. Oh, I see. I called it a monster because it was because you were wreaking havoc on my room. Oh, that's right. Kata generally implies reason. So let's see. So please explain the grammar of this. Shiota kara, because you messed it up. Okay, so mecha, adverb meaning terrible, awfully, or messily. Okay. Nishota, colloquial contraction of nishita. Wait, nishita? I thought it would be contraction of shiteita. Hyota, colloquial past tense of ta, standard form of shimashita or shita. see, kaiju monster. Okay, iu to say. But iun ta is a way of conjugating past tense in kansai ben. Or yuta, as it's pronounced. Let's see, isn't shiyota equivalent to shite ita? No, shiyota is not equivalent to shita ita. Shiyota is the Kansai dialect equivalent of the standard past tense shita, did or make. It indicates a completed action in the past. In your sentence, mecha mecha ni shiyota means made it a mess. So shiita is the standard past progressive form, what was doing or had been doing. The Kansai equivalent for shita ita is typically... You just said the same word, shiota. Okay. In some contexts, specifically tosa or shikoku dialects, distinguish this as the past progressive, more commonly shitota. Shitota, shiota, depending on the specifics. However, in this specific phrase, mechi ni shiota, the meaning is clearly the resultant past, made it messy, corresponding to the mecha mecha ni shita, not the continuous mecha mecha ni shita ita was making it messy. See, this is Kansai Ben. Yota and shiota is... This is the Kansai equivalent of the standard past tense. Wait, so... Can she... Yota be used to mean either shita or shite ita, depending on context? Yeah, shiota can mean either shita, simple past, or shita ita, past progressive, depending on the context and the specific region within Kansai Western Japanese dialect. In many contexts, especially in Osaka and surrounding areas, shiota functions as the emphatic past tense of sudo. It corresponds to the standard Japanese shita. It often carries a tone of completion, sometimes with annoyance, emphasis, or slight nuance of went and did it. Similar gata in standard Japanese, though less aggressive. See, that would be from shiagaru. See, shiagata. See, yagata. To have the nerve. Okay, so yeah, shiagaru. Okay, yeah. Does Kansai Ben ever use iota to mean shikeita? Yes. does use shiota to mean shita ita, but this usage depends heavily on specific region within Kansai. Osaka and Kyoto, shota primarily means shita. It often carries a nuance of annoyance, emphasis, or completion. To say was doing, speakers typically use shitota. Which comes from shite and then ota being contracted. Shiota frequently means sheet. Okay, in Kobe, Hyogo Prefecture in Western Hyoge, shiota frequently means shite ita, was doing, or shisoni nata, almost did or was about to. In these areas, shiota derives from shioru, okay, progressive continuous aspect, making it the equivalent of the standard shite ita. So in Osaka and Kyoto, it's more aligned with shita, and in the Kobe region, it's more aligned with shite ita. This guy, well, Keto Bedasu's from, got his accent from Osaka, so it's obviously the shita is meant in this case. So why no heya wo mecha mecha ni shota kara kaiju yutanya. So you ended up messing up my room, so I called you a monster. Sorry, not ended up. You messed up my room, so I called you a monster. Wait, is it normal to see past conjugations not at the end of the sentence like we see with shiyota? This happens because Japanese conjunctive particles like kara, te, and node to link clauses. The tense of the entire sentence is often derived from the final verb, but the verb in the preceding clause, the reason for the first action, must be conjugated to match its own timeline relative to the speaker.
Yeah, なんですって？ワイの部屋をめちゃめちゃにしよったから怪獣言うたんや。怪獣さくら、怪
獣Fudoto. Okay, I don't think that's correct. Shido, I think it's supposed to be Shido own. She, see, is, let's see, spelled as Shido own. She has Shindo. Oh, Shindo own. Okay. Yeah, shindo on. Or in other words, shake, wave, and then move motion. And then sound. So vibration sound or shindo on.
Yare. Yare.
Yare yare. Oh dear, good grief, dear me. What's yare yare from? What is the origin of yare yare? Its origins trace back to Odo exclamation ya or yai, similar to yo, which were originally used to get someone's attention or interrogation, such as "Who's there?" Over time, yare evolved into a standalone interjection expressing strong emotion, such as relief after hardship or frustration. The repetition of yare yare was likely adopted to create a rhythmic sound that functions like a verbal sigh, softening the expression to convey weariness, disappointment, or relief. See, strong emotion, okay, such as relief after hardship or frustration. I don't know, it seems more like I can't believe this emotion. Yare yare. Let's see. Can it mean disbelief? Yes, yada yada can express mild disbelief, though it is more accurately described as astonishment or surprise. Like, oh dear, oh my, you've got to be kidding me. So, disbelief, okay, so, yada yada.
Yare.
That was Shindo on.
今日は一段と怪獣みたいだな。
今日は一段。See, 今日は一段と怪獣みたいだな. So, as for today, ichidan, let's see, one level. So with one level, look like a monster. I wonder if he's trying to say something like, you look like a first level monster today. As you might say, like grade A or level 1 monster in English. Let's see, you look even more like a monster today. Ichidan to... So... Please explain the grammar of... Ichidanto, an adverb meaning even more, gradually, or step by step. It intensifies the comparison or state that follows. The combination of ichido to, even more, and mitai dana seems like, or is like, suggests the speaker is feeling or observing that today has an unusually strong, perhaps chaotic, okay. No, it's not the day, it's her, explain the grammar details of ichidan to. Ichidanto is an adverb JLPT that functions to intensify a state or action by comparing it to the previous state. It translates to even more, still more, or further. It literally combines one and step with the particle to, with or as. The imagery is moving up one step higher than the previous level. Unlike continuous intensifiers, it implies a distinct, noticeable jump in degree. Its usage it modifies adjectives, I-adjectives, and non-adjectives, and verbs to indicate that the current state surpasses the past state by a clear margin. So kyo wa ichidan to samui would mean today is even colder than usual. Okay. Today's even colder, implying more than usual. Discontinuous change. A critical grammatical nuance of ichidan to is that it often suggests discontinuous or distinct shift rather than a smooth, gradual progression. It highlights a clear difference when compared to the past or to others. So, kyo wa ichido to a kaiju. Okay, yeah. Kyo wa ichidan to kaiju mitai dana. You look like even more like a monster today than usual. Or, you look even more like a monster today.
今日は一段と怪獣みたいだな。
怪獣。
まあそれでさくらちゃん朝から
まあ、それでさくらちゃん。Well, from that, Sakura-chan. Let's see, well, anyway, Sakura-chan. So, まあ、それで Sakura-chan. Tolerable, well, I think, or it would seem. I think it would seem probably grasp its meanings better than well does. まあ、それで Sakura-chan.
怪獣。
まあそれでさくらちゃん朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですの？
朝から ご機嫌 let's see
まあそれでさくらちゃん朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですね。まあそれでさくらちゃん朝からご機
嫌めだったんですの let's see ご機嫌斜め okay so humor temper mood spirits so from this morning let's see Keegan safety healthy well-being one situation so and this is just the honorific go in front of it in a good mood and high spirits so in this case from this morning the spirit or mood let's see naname slanting tilted sloping diagonal oblique distorted and data or has been and this is just to make it more polite so it's sort of like saying to be it is that the from this morning the mood has been distorted. This makes it sound more formal, which is how Tomoyo-chan generally speaks. So, 朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですの Oh, it's yeah, a question on the end. So in other words, from this morning, has the mood been distorted, or in other words, has the mood been bad from this morning? So 朝からご機嫌な斜め yeah, ご機嫌斜め so this is literally machine, airplane, and then disliked. That somehow makes mood. So has the mood been bad from this morning? Or has the mood been distorted? So 朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですの
まあそれでさくらちゃん朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですの。後片付け私がしたんだよ。まあそれでさくらちゃん朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですの。後片付け私がしたんだよ。
次、後片付け tidying up, clearing up, cleaning up, clearing away, putting in order. So after in this direction attach. How does that mean tidying up? Let's see, watashi ga suited verb noun meiji. Okay, so ato kata suke what ata okay ato kata zuke watashi ga shitaんだよ So I have done, and then shouldn't it? Oh, maybe this is a dropped wa. Maybe that's what's going on in the grammar. Let's see. And that is there supposed to be a wa after auto katazuke? Yes, adding wa after auto katazuke is grammatically standard and often preferred in this context to mark the topic of the sentence. While the original sentence is understandable, it lacks a clear topic marker, making it sound slightly fragmented or like a headline. Adding wa clarifies that as for the cleanup, I did it. Okay, so it's just casual conversation, so she dropped wa. So after this direction, attach. In that word, Atokatazuke, how did the concepts of after this direction and attach come to make the word for tidying up? Yeah, katazuke means tidying up by itself. Oh, but it can't be used as a pseudo verb. Especially since katazuke means tidying up on its own. So compound noun formed from auto after or behind, and katazuke tidying up. Attach in this direction is like moving things around. Okay, I can understand that. So auto means after, behind, or post. It indicates the timing of the action. So katazuke, this is a noun form of the verb. Katazukeru, which means to tidy up, to clean. Originally meant one side or half, but in this context it evolved to mean to arrange or to sort. Zuke or suke derived from sukeru, meaning to attach. Let's see. Autokatasuge specifically refers to cleaning up afterwards. clearing the table after a meal or cleaning up after a party. Without auto, katazuke simply refers to the general act of tidying or organizing without specifying it was done after an event. Okay, so it doesn't just mean clean up on its own. It has a nuance of cleaning up after something. So in this sentence, he basically implies that there was some sort of event that she had to clean up after. So, Ato katazuke watashi ga shitanda yo. So, I had to clean up after.
まあそれでさくらちゃん朝からご機嫌斜めだったんですの？後片付け私がしたんだよ。大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。ご機嫌斜めだったんですの？後片付け私がしたんだよ。大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。
大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。So actively being important things. So in other words, important things, and then let's see, we're placed in. Wait, but why isn't she using the transitive verb? Why is she using the intransitive verb with this? To enter, to join, to be contained, to be able to fit, to be introduced, to be received, to be put in effort, spirit. 大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。Okay. Please explain the grammar of Please explain the grammar of 大切してるものも入ってたのに Why is... Oh, that's why she used haite. So, because she didn't refer to the important things with the particle wo, she referred to them with the particle mo. So it became the topic, and so it's a way of saying important things had to go in, essentially, not specifying who did it. Yeah, if she wanted to specify that she had to put them in, which is already known, but she chose not to specify, and so she chose not to specify. She would have done taisetsu ni shiteru mono wo, and then use like something like ireteta. But because it's mo, so it's taisetsu ni shiteru mono mo, it's haiteta. So, in other words, some important things needed to be entered, were being entered. I think they're using a continuous state here because it was a continuous task, but it was a continuous task that was in the past. So, 大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。
ダメだったんですの？ 後片付け私がしたんだよ。大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。ともよちゃんからもらったお手紙も入ってたんだよ。ともよちゃんから
ともよちゃんからもらった。So, see, from Tomoyo-chan, from Tomoyo-chan received oh Kami's tegami o tegami mo haitetan da. So, yeah, from Tomoyo-chan received, in other words, yeah, I also had to also the letter that was received from Tomoyo-chan was placed in. It's interesting. Okay, I could understand the continuous before when you were talking about a lot of objects, but why is continuous for us talking about a single object? Maybe this is a resultant state. So they're now in the resultant state of having to have placed the letter in. So why is the continuous pass used in state versus action? While ta form would simply state that the letters were included, the te ta implies that they were in the state of contained for a period of time leading up to that moment. Narrative context. In stories or explanations, this form is often used to describe the background state of affairs. Letters also in there implied when looked or opened it. So the received from Tomoyo-chan letter, yeah, was in there. So the letter I received from Tomoyo-chan was in there. The previous sentence is, does that clarify it? Taisetsu ni shiteru mono. Okay. The use of haiteta, okay, instead of haita, simple past, in both sentences creates a parallel description of the state of existence within the container at the specific past moment. State versus event. Describing the scene. The speaker is describing the condition of the box or container when it was found or opened. The letter and cherished items were inside state. They weren't just entered event at the moment. Okay, so they weren't entered at the moment, they were continuously inside. So haiteta implies that the items had been sitting there for a while, maintaining the state of being inside until the moment of discovery. Okay, so the first line was some important things were in there, but also the letter I received from you was in there.
してるものも入ってたのに。 ともよちゃんからも。
ともよちゃんからもらったお手紙も入ってたんだよ。
私がしたんだよ。大切にしてるものも入ってたのに。ともよちゃんからもらったお手紙も入ってたんだよ。ね。
チクラアホ。Oh, that's supposed to be Sa. Okay. Sakura's an idiot. Oh, and then no at the end, like making it like it's a statement of fact. Okay, so.
腹の虫が収まらん。
So. Kiso. Hare no mushi ga.
腹の虫が収まらん。
Sumaran. Okay, let's see. So, okay. Hara no mushi, roundworm, intestinal worm, feeling that influences one's mood, stomach growling. Oh, hara as in stomach, okay. I should have recognized it because there's the kanji for suki in it, which is derived from the kanji from niku, meaning, and you often see that in body part words. Hara. So stomach growling, feeling that influences one's mood, or roundworm. So hara no mushi. It literally translates to stomach bug. Or belly bug, or whatever. Then osamaran. Osamaru, to die. To die down, storm, anger, conflict. To calm down, to cool off, to abate, to be settled, to be brought under control. So asamaran is contracted of asamaranai, so not under control. So I think in this case, hara no mushi is the feeling that influences one's mood. So the feeling that influences one's mood has not settled down. Or in other words, he's still feeling in a bad mood. So that's... Please explain the grammar of... Basically, Kuso is him cursing. And let's see. While mushi means insect worm, the context of hara no mushi refers to feelings of anger or the location of one's sentiments. The woman's stomach represents the visceral bubbling nature of rage. Okay, let's see. Ga osamaran, the negative form of osamaru, to settle down, to calm down. So it's like, dang it, my anger hasn't settled down, or my terrible mood hasn't settled down. So yeah, and then the that line at the end of Kuso is just him dragging out the O sound. What is Kuso from? Old Japanese derived from the Proto-Japonic root kuso, which literally means dung, feces, excrement. So you can guess which word this translates to in English. Kuso. So hara no mushi ga osamaran.
収まらん。くん。誰ぞからのもらいもんか？食いもんかな？誰ぞからのもらい。
誰ぞからのもらいもんか。See, 誰ぞ、let's see, 誰ぞから、そう。からのもらいも、もらう is to receive. もらい would be its nounish form. もらいもん so would be received thing. I think it's trying to say, did we receive this from someone? Why is Zo in there? And then Kui, which is from ku, like to stuff yourself essentially, or to eat a not for because you're hungry, but just stuff in your face. Kuimon. Kana. So I think it's supposed to be an eat thing, or basically edible thing. So is this something I can eat? So did we receive this from someone? Is it something I can eat? Eating, yeah, from ku. To eat. The to encroach on, to eat into, to consume, to defeat a superior, to threaten a position, to consume time, to consume resources, to make a living, to sell. Wow, that has a lot of nuances. I guess it doesn't translate well. Adds force or indicates command. Let's see. Please explain the grammar of the Moraimonka. This seems to conflate two distinct structures, so Temorau means to have someone do something, and then Monka, strong logo negation meaning absolutely. I think it's supposed to, let's see. I think it's just supposed to be received thing. Let's see. kuimon. This is a dialect or colloquial form of tabemono, meaning food. It is often used in Kansai dialect or casual speech. So kuimon, mono or kuimon, as opposed to tabemono. Kana, sentence ending particle expressing uncertainty, wonder, or self-questioning, similar to I wonder or is it. See, this is Kansai-ben is Moraimon a noun meaning received thing. Why is the zo there? Zo uses zo as an emphatic particle attached to the interrogative dare, creating dare zo, whoever, to add rhetorical weight or surprise, typical of Kansai dialect and classical Japanese influence. Moraimon is indeed a noun meaning thing received or something gotten from someone else. It is formed by attaching the normalizing suffix mon, colloquial for mono, thing, to the verb morai from morau. Moraizo, who, emphatic rhetorical, let's see, kara no, from modifier, okay, moraimo. The structure of kara no mon functions similar to the Japanese structure kara no mono, okay. The zo emphasizes the subject who, in a rhetorical or indignant manner, suggesting the speaker is questioning the origin or legitimacy of the item. Is this really something you got from someone? Implying skepticism or disbelief. I think it's more of not doubting it, skepticism, but more of saying, I can't believe we received anything at all, kind of disbelief. Let's see, does dare ka mean the same thing as dare mo, dare zo? But with more disbelief that the item was received. Let's see. In the sentence, There is no term information recording .zo or its comparison . Wow. Okay. This is Kansai. Can please explain the grammar? Explain the usage of dare. So, how does it relate to dare ka? Term dare-zo is an archaic or poetic variant of dare-ka, someone, somebody, primarily found in classical Japanese literature, historical dramas, or stylized artistic content texts. Dare-ka, this is the standard modern Japanese indefinite pronoun meaning someone or somebody or a certain person. It is used in both affirmative sentences, someone is here, and questions, who is there. Dare-zo, this form replaces the particle ka with the classical auxiliary verb ending zo, which adds the emphasis of exclamatory force. Translates to who is it, or who might this be, in a dramatic or literary sense. It is rarely used in contemporary spoken Japanese. When used today, it is almost exclusively for stylistic effect to evoke a sense of antiquity, mystery, or heightened emotion. In summary, dare-zo is essentially an emphatic classical root of dare-ka, retaining the core meaning of an unknown person but carrying a distinct tonal weight of surprise or dramatic inquiry. Did zo used to be used to make questions in the past? In the past. Yes, zo was historically used to form questions, specifically as a strong question marker with a heavy interrogative tone. In Old and Classical Japanese, it appeared after ren tai kei at nominal form and was often paired with citation particles like to to express hearsay with strong conviction. Emphatic questions, it was used to ask questions with forceful or rhetorical tone, such as the Heikeki Monogatari, with examples like Are wa Nanimono, kind of person, zo. So, what kind of person are they? No, what kind of person is he? What kind of person is she? So, are wa nanimono zo. Oh, okay, yeah. Who is that? Okay, that's probably a better question. Why is this thing translating as what kind of person? Oh, who or what kind of person, depending on context. Hearsay with conviction. When combined with citation verbs, it allowed speakers to assert that they were reporting information they firmly believed to be true. Suppositional endings. It was occasionally used with suppositional endings like yo or ooh, okay, though this negated the supposition to emphasize the speaker's disbelief or the rhetorical nature of the question. In modern Japanese, this interrogative usage has largely disappeared from standard grammar, replaced by particles like ka, though it remains recognized in literary contexts and older texts. So zo was used to make forceful questions in classical Japanese. And here in this sentence, it's being used like dare ka to mean someone, but they want to have the nuance that there's a disbelief that they received something from someone. So, 誰ぞからのもらいもんか食いもんかな did, did, did we receive something from someone? Is it food? Or is it edible? So did we receive something from someone? Is it food? Is it edible? Let's see, and the translator says, did someone give it to us? Is it something to eat? Okay.
腹の虫が収まらん。誰ぞからのもらいもんか食いもんかなあち、あかがさくらに怒られてまう。
Akan. So, let's see. Kinomoto. Let's see on the package. Let's see. So something. Akan, which is concept and equivalent of dame. So akan sakura ni akararete mau. So no, bad or no good. So with Sakura, she'll just end up being angry. I think Mao's concept and way of saying Shimao. Yeah, that's right, Shimao. That's right. Mao, Shimao. Yeah, that's right. They drop the she and just say Mao. So yeah, to finish Mao, yeah. Oh, okorarete from okoru, to get angry. So this is receive anger, and so with Sakura being the source of that anger, so Sakura. So I'll just end up no bad or no don't, or akan. I'll just receive anger from. I'll just end up receiving anger from Sakura, or in other words, Sakura would just be mad at me. Akan Sakura ni okorarete mau.
食いもんかなあち、あかがさくらに怒られてまう。
Please explain the grammar of concept term meaning no good, bad, okay. It's often cited as a truncated form of Rachi ga akanu, no headway, or derived from econ, no way. In this context, it functions as an adjective exclamation indicating a mistake has been made. No, I think in this case, yeah, it's no good, or in other words, don't do it. Sakura, I would just end up receiving anger from Sakura. So, akana-kan, Sakura ni okurarete mau.
あち、あかんかん、さくらに怒られてまう。
See, making no progress. Rachi ga akanai. Let's see, bounds, limits, and then akan. Not opening the boundaries? What is the kanji of akanu and okay, that is the kanji. So the kanji used in atashi, I mean not atashi but ashita. Akanu. So from aku to open. So Rachi's boundaries, limits. So not opening limits, in other words, making no headway, as you'd say in English. That's one possible origin of akan. The other possibility is econ. Regrettable, unsatisfactory, deplorable, lamentable. So, okoru, so okorarete, so, akana kan sakura ni okurarete mau.
もらいもんか、食いもんかな。あち、あかんかん、さくらに怒られてまう。
Okurarete. Akana kan sakura ni okurarete mau.
あち、あかんかん、さくらに怒られてまう。
Yeah, if you're wondering, this kanji has different pronunciations. It's using okoru to get angry, and let's see, ikari to get angry. Intransitive, ikaru, okoru. What is the difference between ikaru and okaru? See, okoru is the standard colloquial term used in daily conversations and general writing. It is the most common way to express anger in modern Japanese. Ikaru is considered literary or written language. It is rarely used in everyday speech and is mostly found in old novels, formal writings, or specific idioms. Okoru generally refers to getting angry due to a clear logical reason, being inconvenienced or treated unfairly. It can mean to scold or to punish. Ikaru often conveys a stronger, more intense or emotional anger, sometimes implying rage or hostility. It can also be used for non-human subjects such as waves raging, nami ga ikaru, or weather turning violent. When the concept of anger is used as a noun, anger or wrath, it is almost exclusively ikari. For example, God's wrath, like kami no ikari. Shitsumon ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? If not, we're going to raid, so please stick around for the raid. Nice. Looking for someone to raid that has raiding open. Okay, so our first raid is going to be to Akanichiyu, who's showing off different art that they've drawn. The second raid is going to be okay. We're gonna second raid. We're gonna try to raid Rose Doodle. Okay, for the third raid. Okay. So for the third raid, we're going to raid Father Russell, who's playing Star Citizens. Oh wow, the first person just ended their raid before we could raid them. Let's find someone else. Okay, so we're going to raid JK Kotaku Nation, who's drawing right now. 皆さんお気をつけてまた明日。Goodbye everyone. See you tomorrow.